Hey guys, what is going on? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a shirt on Roblox, your very own shirt. You can customize it however you want, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, very quick before we get into the video, I'm going to show you some of my shirts. As you can see, some of them are right here, but I'm going to show you some other ones that I've made too, and yeah, I'm showing them right now. That's the type of stuff that we're going to be making today. Although you can customize it however you want, you can do whatever you want with it, put any image on it, you can draw on it, you can do whatever you want. It's fully customizable. I'm just showing you how to do the basic shirt template, and yeah, that's basically it. Now, if you want to join my group, here it is. I will put the link to it down in the description. Here is where I sell shirts. As you can see, there's ranks. If you buy 5 of the shirts, you get legend, so on. But if you come down to the store, this is the type of stuff I make. I just started making shirts like 3 days ago, and I thought it was super cool, so I'd figure I'd show you guys. So yeah, so let's get straight into it. You want to open a new Google tab, and you want to go over here. Now you want to type Google in here. Oh, Google, because if you just put it in the URL, what we're going to be typing, it actually won't pop up. So you want to come to Google, and once you're on this screen, you want to type paint.net. Oh, paint.net, and you just select the first one. Now it'll say paint.net free software. You want to click on this one. Now this is the software that we're going to be using, so you should be able to see a screen like this, and if you don't, then it is the wrong site. So once you see this screen, you want to come up to download and click on that, and it'll bring you to this screen. Now this is a very important part. A lot of people have Windows 10 and they get confused and they press get it on Windows 10. Now, even if you do have a Windows 10 computer, which I do, don't click this link. This is the wrong download link because you will have to pay if you get this download. It's paid. It's a paid version. It's not free. But this is the free version of the app, and it's basically the same exact thing as the paid version. So you want to click this and download it, go through the downloading process, and once you're done, you want to open the actual application. Alright guys, so once you have downloaded paint.net and you have opened the application, what you're going to want to do is have a Google tab open, because we're going to go in and out of Google throughout this process. So you're going to have a blank screen just like this, layers, you're just going to have background. What you want to do is come into the Google, open a new tab of Google. Now what you're going to want to type is Roblox shirt template right here, Roblox shirt template, and then go into images. Now it's going to be the fourth one down. It's going to be from Pinterest.com, and you just want to click it. Now the reason why you don't want to just go onto Roblox and download their template is because it actually has like the front R up, and if you have that, you're gonna have to delete all that, and it's really annoying to do. So you just want to download the fourth one that pops up when you search Roblox shirt template, and you will be good. Now click on it and right click it, and you're going to want to press save image as. Now I already have this image saved, but you're going to want to make sure it's a PNG image, and then you can just name it whatever, like Roblox shirt template, whatever. You can name it whatever you want. I already have it saved on my computer, so I don't have to worry about that. So now that you have the image downloaded onto your computer, you can come back to paint.net and go to file. Now press open and find the Roblox shirt template. For me, it's just right here. So I'm just going to click that and press open. Now you're going to have this, and it's going to shrink down the canvas size, and it's just going to be the template of the shirt. Once you have this, you're going to want to make a new layer. Come down over here and press add new layer. And once you make that new layer, you're just going to want to drag it below the background. The background has to be at the top, always. Once you have layer 2, you're just going to want to double click it and name it color. Now this is going to be the color of the shirt, so whatever color you want, you can make it any color you want. But yeah, just name it color so you know what it is. Once you know what color you want, I'm going to do a green. So come back to Google, and I'm just going to type in pastel green, because I want a pastel green, and find a green or any color that you like. I'm going to go with this one. Actually, I'm going to go with this mint type color, and I'm going to copy image. You don't have to save the image as, you just have to press copy image. So once you have the image copied, you can go back to paint.net. While you have the color layer selected, you want to press Ctrl and V at the same time, and this will pop up. Now you want to paste this image, and you want to press keep canvas size. Now you never want to press expand canvas or cancel. You just want to keep the canvas size, and yeah, it'll look something like this. Now you just want to shrink it down a little bit, just like that, so it fits. And there you go. That's the color of your shirt that you're going to want. Okay, so once you have the color of your shirt, you want to make a new layer, and I'm going to name it neck lining, just like that, and then press enter. And now this is called neck lining. Now you may be wondering, why did I call it that? So this is actually going to be the neck hole of the shirt, so your neck can fit through. So what you're going to want to do for this is come over here, and how to deselect everything is come over to the rectangle select it, and then just click anywhere, and it'll deselect everything. And once you have everything deselected, come over to the ellipse select. You want to click that, make sure you're on the color layer, and make sure you have it selected. Once you are on the color layer, you have it selected, and you have the ellipse tool selected, hold shift and click and drag. Now you want a circle around this size, just like that. That's good enough for the neck hole. And you want to come over to move selection. Click that, and you just want to move it just around there in the middle, just like that. So that looks in the middle to me. And you want to make sure that like 80 or 75% of the shirt is on this little box, and only around 25% of the circle is sticking out onto this little box. That is because you don't want the neck hole too big, because this is actually the torso part. It'll be like really big, and it'll look like it's like a v-neck or something, unless you like that style. But personally, I don't really like it like that. So once you have it like this, all you want to do is press move selected pixels, and then you will only see the outline of the circle. Now make sure you're still on the color layer, and then go to the eraser tool. Once you have the eraser tool selected, you can come to brush width and make it, I like it just doing like 35 or something. And once you have the eraser selected, you're on the color layer, and you have a big brush size, you can just start erasing that, and that will be the neck hole. Now that you have the neck hole, deselect everything, so come to the rectangle select and just click, and it'll deselect it. And now that you have done that, you want to go back to the neck lining layer. Now this is going to be a little ring around this circle, so it acts like a collar of the shirt or the sweater or the whatever you want to make. And you just want to come to shapes. Now while you press shapes, this is going to default as a rectangle. You just want to click it and make sure it's on ellipse, and then right after you do that, come over to the right of it and press draw shape outline. There you go. Now since the brush width was just on 35 because we wanted a big eraser, you want to change that down to around 4. Now this is a part where you gotta find the color. You gotta find the color that you want your color to be. You can do whatever you want. I'm just gonna do a bit of a dark green, just like that. A little bit darker of a green than the pastel green that we have. So once you found your color, you just want to press shift, hold shift, and then click and drag. And once it's about the same size as the circle we just made, you can move it over and just put it over that. Now unselect everything, and that's how your basic shirt is going to look. Now if you want to add shading, which I like to do because it adds depth, you want to make a new layer, double click to rename it. I'm just gonna name it shading. Shading, just like that. Press OK, and then we're gonna want to come over back to Google Images and type in Roblox texture template, just like this, Roblox texture template. Now there's a whole bunch here, but I really recommend using this one from from Web Designs. So click it and it'll look like this. All you want to do is copy the image, come back to paint.net, and while you're on the shading layer, press Ctrl V to paste, and it'll look like this. Now you may notice it's a little dark, and you know, some people don't like that. Personally, I don't like it. So what you want to do to lower the opacity is double click the shading once again, just move this out of the way, and just lower the opacity till you find something that you like. Now I'm going to put it around 114. I like how that looks. Now you may be wondering one more thing. So it's actually putting textures in the neck hole that we just made, which we don't want. So to prevent that, we're just going to want to unselect everything like I just taught you, and come over to the eraser while you're on the shading, and just make it around 25. While you have your eraser selected and you're on the shading layer, press the zoom tool and just zoom in on the neck a little bit so you can see better, and then go back to your eraser. Now you just want to erase all the shading. Now don't worry about getting on the green, because since you're on the shading layer, it won't erase the green, it'll only erase the shading that we just made. So just go like this and erase around the neck hole. There we go. And now there won't be any shading in that little neck hole. So now that we've done that, you can press your zoom tool again. You can right click this time to zoom out, and there we go. Now one last thing we need to do before you can be 100% creative with your shirt is that we need to erase this little bit, because this is actually going to be your hand. It's this little part, and you want your hand to stick out there. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to come over to the color layer again. You're going to want to press the rectangle select, just like that, and then you want to make like a centimeter above this little rectangle here. You're going to want to do just like this. Just follow my steps, just like that. Make a rectangle just like that. Once you have a rectangle that looks like this, you're going to want to press move selected pixels, and that'll make it not blue so you can see through it, and basically it should look like this. So once you are on the color layer, you're going to want to go back to your eraser, and it's already on 25. That's a good size. Actually, I'll make it a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier, and you're just going to want to erase it. Now what this is doing is making it so your hands are going to pop out a bit. So this is your hands, so that's what these little squares are. It's your hands at the bottom. But the reason why I did a centimeter above here is so your hands pop out a bit actually. It's not just at the bottom, your hands actually will pop out, so it actually looks like it's a long sleeve shirt or a crew neck or a sweater or something, and your hands will pop out and it'll look nice. So you're gonna want to do the same thing to the shading layer, so just come over to shading, select it, and then erase all the shading off of here. You don't want any shading on your hands, that would look really weird. Okay, so once you have done that, you want to deselect everything, and this is a basic shirt template, but we want to customize it a bit, so I'm going to show you how you can customize it, but you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to be doing what I feel looks cool. So once you are ready for customization, you want to make a new layer, and you don't really have to name these layers anymore. The previous layers are just to recognize that these are important layers. These layers are just going to be where you're going to be putting your logos or whatever you want. Now if you have your own personal logo, you can actually import it by going to File and pressing Open, and then you can open a file that has your logo on it, and then you can put it on the shirt. But I don't really have my own personal logo, and I like hypebeast clothing. That's basically the premise around my group. So basically what I like to do is, once you have your new layer selected, go back to Google Images and you can just search whatever you want to put on your shirt. So I'm just going to do a random clothing brand that I'm thinking of right now. I'm going to do Balenciaga. I'm going to do Balenciaga, and then I'm going to put PNG at the end of it. Now, the reason why I put PNG at the end of it is because if you don't, then all these images with backgrounds are going to pop up. And the reason why backgrounds are bad is because you don't want a background on your shirt. Now, let me show you how you can tell a PNG from a fake PNG. So, you click on this and you see all these checkered lines in the background. Now you may be thinking that's a PNG because it has the checkered lines, and it even says it's a PNG, but it's actually not a PNG. Now if you see here, before you even click on the image, it's showing those checkered lines, which means that it's a fake PNG. Whereas say this one is completely white on the background, but when I do click on it, it's actually checkered then. Now, let me show you the difference between a PNG and a non-PNG. So first I'll show you the non-PNG. I'll copy this image and I'll bring it over to paint.net. Make sure you're on your new layer and then you press Ctrl V. Now you see how there's there's a checkered box as the background of the image. We don't actually want that. And by the way, if you want to undo something you don't like, you can just come up here, press undo until the image is off the screen, and there you go. But if you come back over here and you come to this real PNG and copy the image, bring it into paint.net and press Ctrl V, it will actually have no background at all, and you can shrink it down to the same size that you want it, and it will be good. Now, one more tip for when you are making your shirts. When you are shrinking something down, always make sure to hold shift while you're shrinking it down. Otherwise, you can kind of warp it and make it look really weird. See how I can make it like, you know, change like the size of it, and it's all weird and stuff. But if you want to just shrink it, you hold shift and then shrink it down, and as you can see, it's locked in place. I can't make it look weird at all. It's just plain. I'm shrinking it down and I can do that. So make sure your images are PNGs, and make sure to hold shift if you just want to shrink your image down. One last tip before I let you just customize your shirt however you want and I finish my shirt is that you want to make a new layer every time you add a new image to your shirt. And the reason why this is let's say I were to add another image on the same layer. Watch what happens. So I'm going to add it. I'm going to shrink it down. But it actually has a background now. As you can see, it has a background. So anyway, how you fix this is just by making a new layer every time you want to add an image. So if I were to post the same image, as you can see, once I shrink it down, it actually doesn't block it out anymore. So make sure to make a new layer every time you want to add a new image. So guys, now I'm going to continue adding PNG images to my shirt, and I will show you the finished product when I'm done. Okay guys, so I'm now done, and as you can see, I kind of switched it up. I originally went with Balenciaga, but I actually kind of seen a antisocial social club PNG and I liked how it looked, so I just kind of switched it up a bit, and this is how my template looks. So when you're done your shirt and you want to save it to your computer, you want to come over to File and press Save As. Now before you even name it, you want to come over here and make it a PNG image. Roblox only accepts PNGs, so you have to make sure it's a PNG image or you won't be able to upload it. Now you want to give it a name so you'll be able to find it, so I'm going to be putting it as Hello Kitty Anti-Social. That's what I'm going to be naming it. You can name it whatever you want, and I'm going to save it. Now it's going to pop up something like this, save configuration. It's going to be automatically on auto detect, and you just want to click OK, and then after that it's going to say this. Saving in this file format requires that the image is first flattened, which reduces it to a single layer, and then you just want to click flatten, and there you go, it'll be saved to your computer. Now once it's saved to your computer, you want to come back to Roblox and you want to click create. Once you're in create, go to shirts, and once you're in shirts, you just want to choose your file. Now I have a group that I want to upload it to, so I'm actually going to go to my group. If you don't have a group and you just want to upload the shirt, then yes, this is what you want to do. But if you have a group and you want to upload it to a certain group, then you want to come to your group, you want to go to the store, and once you're in the store, you want to press create or manage, and then it'll bring you to this screen. Then you want to choose your file and search what you put it as. So Hello Kitty Antisocial. There it is. Select it, press open, and it'll open it. Now you want to put a name. So if you're wondering how I got these little emojis on the names of my shirts, how you do that is just open a new tab and then press, and then you want to type in is PC emoji, emoji, just like that. And the first one is get emoji, and this is a super helpful site if you want emojis on PC. And I'm just going to put a fire one, so I'm just going to type in fire, press enter, click it, and then copy it. So press copy, then you want to come back over here, Control V to paste, and I'm going to put, and I am happy with this name, so I'm going to click upload. Now this is going to upload it. It's not going to put it for sale. You have to manually do that, and don't worry, I will show you how to do that right now. So once you upload it, it's going to show up like right here, and you're going to want to go to configure. I like putting a description, so I'm going to put Hello Kitty is anti social. I suck at typing. And then there we go. That's what I'm going to put as my description. You can put whatever you want though. And then if you want to put it on sale, you're going to want to go to sales, item for sale, and you can put whatever price you want. you can go up to 1 million, whatever. But I don't think anyone's gonna buy a shirt for that much. So I usually just put mine at 5 Robux each. It's really cheap. So I usually put mine at the price of 5 Robux. I will get 3 Robux back, but that's okay. Once you have your price set, you want to click save, and there you go. Now, if you go to your avatar, you will notice that the shirt that you just made is actually in your inventory, but you can't see it and it won't load. This is because Roblox has to verify that it's safe for Roblox and it's not inappropriate. So you actually have to wait for it to load. It usually takes 15 to 20 minutes for them to verify it, and then you'll have it in your inventory and it'll be up for sale in your group. Okay guys, so I think that's going to be the end of today's video. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video, if it helped in any way, and subscribe if you want to see more content. Also, like I said, the link to my group will be down in the description if you want to come buy any of my shirts. I will really appreciate it. And let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see more content like this, like how to make specific shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, pants. I will be glad to make more tutorials. And yeah, thanks for watching guys. Peace out and I will see you later.